7:35 on a rainy Friday. Bob Zadora at mic number 2, Elka King at mic 3, and Mike Sisk at number 4. We're going to be talking training at Barren Creek. Elka, Mike, welcome.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
So what's going on? Let me get my papers out here so I know what we're talking about.
Okay.
You got some too, Bob?
I do. We're
Good.
squared away.
We have a lot of...
Oh, pull that microphone a little closer there. That's
Is
my
that better?
problem child there, yeah.
Sorry, and of course I'm here. We have a lot of classes coming up. We have some interesting classes coming up. We have Carry Conceal classes. Our next one is actually at Peel Full Gospel Church. We've done this a couple of times because there are a lot of folks out in Peel who wanted to get their concealed carry license, but it's a good distance to travel, so they've invited us back, and we'll be doing that on November 7th. They have a safe place for shooting, so we take the whole thing to them. And if you live in that area and you want to get a concealed carry, that would be a great way to do it. That is November 7th. And it's going to be interesting because we're actually having it in the sanctuary because Curly, the pastor there, they have a function in their
little fellowship area?
In their fellowship hall. So he's like, yes, you can. I said, it's okay. And he said, it's okay. Okay. So then November.
That's a good thing.
Yes, because I felt kind of odd about that. November 20th, we have Alessandro Padovani of Safer, Faster Defense, who is coming to do a women's personal safety seminar. And this is a great class. It is kind of a hands-on. This is not, we're just going to talk about what you should do to defend yourself. Also teach some simple defensive moves to help you stay safe, and then he incorporates a little bit of force on force so that you have the opportunity to use what you've learned and put it into action. Talks about mindset, dealing with fear, and he's an excellent instructor. I've taken over 5 days of instruction from him, and he makes people comfortable. He's not intimidating. He's very pleasant and a really, really good trainer. His background is in shooting, knife defense, spear, Tony Blauer spear, empty hand defense. So that's going to be a great class. And to sign up for that, just contact me. It will be at the Mountain Home Comfort Inn, and space will be somewhat limited, so we should probably be able to get 30 people in there comfortably. So if you're interested in that.
And that's a full day.
That is a full day. And, of course, we've got restaurants close by, so I'm sure we'll break
yeah.
for lunch.
Well, sure.
But, and then the following 2 days, the Saturday and Sunday after that, we're going to have him be our lead instructor for a defensive focused shooting course, which is a 2-day defensive shooting course. It will be the kind of class that if you take this and then you go home and put some time in practicing, you will have an incredible foundation for defending yourself in a bad situation.
I want to get, Bob, as a former policeman, the importance of stuff like this.
Well, I actually I'm looking at the verbiage even that you use. Choose to prepare and prevail, and that's the most important thing. You have to choose to step up and take care of yourself. That's the deal. Nobody can come and just impart this upon you. You have to make a conscious decision that this is what I'm going to do, and everything from the guys on the train in France to the people in Oregon, where somebody stepped up and said, "Oh no, I'm not just the guys on the flight that was going to the Pentagon." That was in Pennsylvania. Chose to step up and say, "Enough is enough," and you don't want to lay there like sheep. You know, you want to have at least nothing else. You want to have something nice in your obits. You know, so look at it that way. You don't want to. Well, really,
Yeah, that's right.
The importance of that, and the self confidence that you get. This is the way to go.
Yes.
You're an excellent teacher, and in talking to people, and you get rave reviews, and that's important. That people and women are going to be more comfortable with the woman, I think, as far as the teaching you just the way, because you can understand a little better the ins and outs of of that, and I think that that's an important part of it as well.
Thank you. And yes, it is comfortable for women, I think, to learn from women, partially because there are things that, from a woman's perspective, you can teach from that perspective.
Yeah.
So that does help. And fortunately, men seem pretty comfortable too. So that
Oh yeah,
works out good.
but I'm just
No,
saying it was more
it is.
that I
It
think that
is
it is.
more.
If you're
It
going to be in a
makes
mixed
them more
class like that, I
comfortable.
think that's a very good way to do
It does
it.
make them more comfortable.
Mike, you're kind of quiet over there.
No, I was just letting those guys talk.
I tell you.
What they're talking about with this defensive focused shooting, and Elka was saying, if you come and take this class and then take it home with you and practice it some, the foundation is incredible. This is not about building world-class competition shooters. This isn't about building Delta Force or SEAL Team 6.
Right.
This is for the average person, and it will teach you the basics, the fundamentals of being able to defend yourself, your home, your loved ones. And when you leave this class, go home. Don't forget about it. Don't let it sit on the back burner for a while. Use what you've learned, practice it, and you're off to a great start with this stuff. It's the best product out there for what we're trying to do.
And to build the confidence, and to have that confidence when you're walking, holidays are coming, people are going to be out shopping, they're going to be going to the bigger towns and doing some shopping and stuff, and have that confidence to have your head up, be looking around, to have that, project that image of that you know what you're doing. Bad guys will go away. They'll go find another sheep. They're not looking for the dogs that are out there. They're going to go look for a sheep. And that's that's something that you'll gain from something like this.
Who's the most vulnerable? What age group and female?
Well, female, but especially older, and that is, most of a lot of our population here are older folks, and the bad guys tend to prey on people that they feel they don't want to work hard, so they're not going to put in a lot of effort to take down a guy that looks like he's training for the MMA every day. So they will go for older folks, and unfortunately, they don't have any empathy. They don't care if you're using a walker. That just makes their life easier. So, we all are just in shock and floored that someone would attack a poor elderly woman in her 80s walking across a parking lot with a walker, and they're like, "Hey, this is a perfect choice because no one's going. If no one's around, this I can get this done and get out of here." So that's their goal, and a lot of them, they really don't necessarily want to finish somebody off, but because they want to stay out of trouble. That doesn't make any sense, stay out of trouble, but if they can rob you or do something like that and then get away to do it again, that's the goal.
They're going to attack a second time.
And well, it's not an issue here. You don't have to be afraid when you're going to Walmart. The biggest thing you got to worry about at Walmart is leaving your purse laying in the cart or leave it in the car so somebody, you're volunteering to be a victim.
Yes.
But it is when you go into bigger, more metropolitan areas where you have that element. Mm-hmm. That's where stuff like this really comes in.
Yes.
And that's what it's aimed at.
And you can try to be aware, and you can practice awareness skills as much as you can, and it's important to do that because it will decrease the possibility of someone attacking you. But you also want to, if you can, recognize the fact that you may be caught off guard sometime. And if you are caught off guard, you want to have some plan of what you're going to do, not just, oh gosh, and just stand there. So thinking through some of those what ifs, if someone, comes up from behind me that I didn't know was there, what am I going to do? And figure out if that's something that might work for you and be able to do those things.
Okay, hypothetical situation. A lot of retired folks in this area. The husband passes away. The widow's, say, 80 years old, but has never handled a firearm. Scared to death. How do we get over the fear factor?
Well, if she's physically able to manage a firearm and she wants to learn, that is a big part of getting over that. Okay? Her desire to learn to protect herself is going to help her when she takes a class.
Right.
Okay? If she doesn't have that desire, then no, we're not going to get there. And I've taught many people who have never handled firearms, who are in their 70s, and they do a great job because they have that desire. They are physically able to, and it is the scary part of it. Once you break it down, and they have respect for the handgun.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
There was, realize that yes, this is something that someone can be killed with. If they have that proper respect and they're trained to handle it properly, and they learn the rules of gun safety, and the most important two of those are keep the gun pointed in a safe direction and keep your finger off the trigger, out of the trigger guard, until you are on target and ready to shoot. Those two things, if we can impart that to every human, starting from grade school, we can save a lot of people's lives.
Good point.
And
Yeah, if
that's
they
not
went back to the old
complicated.
NRA trainings that they used to have in all the schools. I mean, that was just part of the curriculum.
Yeah,
at one time.
if it would, and I know this may distress some people, but we teach children what to do in fires. We teach them what to do with strangers, and there is no reason not to teach them how to be safe around guns. The gun
right.
will not jump off the table and do something. Somebody has to touch it.
Exactly.
And that's how people get hurt. So the two rules: keep the gun pointed in a safe direction, and keep the finger out of the trigger guard, off the trigger, until you're ready to use it. So if you know that, you're not going to shoot somebody.
And by the same token, I guess when Paul stopped by, Maruck came by with there was a self-defense class yesterday.
Yeah.
Not as elaborate as all of this,
I
but
went to
just
it.
to
It
get
was
there
great.
you go, just
Yes.
as something to get you started and get the feeling, yeah, okay, I can do more than this. But places like that, the Maruck Family Center, give them a call, find out when the next one is, and just kind of get, you don't jump out of the plane the first time you go to the airport. You got to kind of walk your way through this and, get your mind right.
Well, actually, I am teaching a NRA Refuse to be a Victim class at the hospital at the Lagerborg dining room on December 4th, which is a Friday. It starts at 11 a.m. It includes lunch. It ends at 3 p.m. And we will be covering the type of things that Paul covered in his class yesterday.
Great.
Except obviously, his class was just over an hour, so we're going to be going 4.
Yeah.
So there'll be a lot to it. It comes with, you get the NRA guidebook for this class, which we are providing. I'm doing this as a charitable event for the Hospital Foundation for the Lend a Hand program,
Good.
which benefits the
Oh, yeah.
houses like
Right.
the Maruck House.
Sure.
So all of the proceeds that we take in from this will go to the houses. And you can...
Need to take a quick break. Your website is the range at Barren Creek, right?
Training at barrencreek.com.
Training.
And if you know what,
If you put
I'm
in
gonna
range
I'm
at
gonna
didn't read that
Barren
address,
Creek,
I
it
know.
will come up
Okay.
the same. It will come up.
Okay, Google training at Barren Creek. You'll pop up.
I'll say I'll have it as on retiredarkansas.net also.
Going to grab a quick break. Be right back. 7:51. Continuing our discussion with Elka King. The website's Training at Barren Creek, Defensive Firearms Training, and Bob's at Mike 2.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So what else do we need to bring to the attention of our listeners today?
What I was going to finish saying about the NRA refused to... what I was going
There
to
you go.
finish saying about the NRA refused to be a victim program at BRMC
Yeah.
is that to register for that class, we need you to please call the foundation office, which is 508-1770, to get signed up for that. You can call me, and I will get you with them.
Yeah.
Because
You'll
we're
still be referred back to the foundation.
well,
yeah.
but that's how we're going to register through them. Anyway, we have then another concealed carry class on December 5th, and another class which we kind of hit on before here, the Fundamentals of Home Defense Handguns, and we're doing that on Thursday, December 10th, and that's a weekday. But I know that there are a lot of folks who are retired or who don't work, so we wanted to add some classes in during the week. This class is about defending yourself in your home in the event of a home invasion. And we teach you how to prepare for that, how to shoot efficiently for that situation, and then how to deal with the police afterwards. Put you through a scenario where you get to put all of the things that you learned in action before you go home that day. So it's not I go home and think, what am I doing? How am I going to do this? You've actually will have done it before you go home so that you can know that you're capable of doing this. It's a great class, and it'll start at 9 in the morning. So if you have kids to drop off, or if you have, folks to meet for coffee, you can still, make it to this class and then get home before dark. It'll take 4 to 6 hours.
Wow.
Cool.
Good training.
Yeah.
Good training.
Thank you. We want to help the people in this area to be able to defend themselves if they need to. That's the goal, and we want to have a facility here in this area of Arkansas that's the best place to help people learn to defend themselves.
That's good.
And like I say, it's something that you're going to carry with you going into the holidays and such. That's really what it is. Like I say, I'm not too worried about getting stuck up walking in a Walmart here. But when I go back home to Chicago, or we were just in Fayetteville, and we've been taking some classes and stuff, and it's just a different environment.
Yes.
And you want to kind of pay attention. I mean, I did this I was in police for a long time, so my perspective is a little different. But yours can be as well. The person within the sound of my voice, yours can be as well. Take a class or two and just build that self-confidence. That's the important part of it.
Your phone number?
870-404-5251. And what Bob just said, take a class. People buy guns, but they don't have any training. And the gun is not going to save you. It's how you use it. So getting some good training, we can save you a lot of money in ammunition, and also helping you choose a handgun that will work well for you.
Good point.
So you don't have to go and buy 6 of them before you find the right one.
How many pairs of shoes do you try on before you buy one pair?
Yes, and I have a class where you can shoot 12 defensive guns, and we take notes, and then you get an opportunity to figure out what works for you, and before you go to the gun store and spend $600.
Because when we were looking for guns for Linda, that's what we did. We went out, and as I told us, we're going to go try some on. It's like putting on a jacket. It's like putting, comfortable with this, pick it up. See how, and you can tell right away.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I don't know. And as soon as you say no, fine, put it down. Let's go to the next one.
A lot of people limit themselves because they don't think they can do certain things like rack the slide.
Yeah.
If you haven't been taught to do that properly, you may not be able to. Yeah. If someone teaches you to do it properly, you may have a whole different, a bunch more guns that you can use.
And there's a great revolver choice. If you have arthritis or different things may be an issue, then there's things we can do.
Your phone number real quick.
870-404-5251, training at barrencreek.com.
There you go. Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z-Team, Century 21 Lemac Real Estate.
Yes, sir. 870-405-0793, retiredarkansas.net. Give my honey a call.
And before we go, A Soldier's Pledge, the final performance of the Mountain Home Bomber Marching Band, presents the Soldier's Pledge Tuesday, November 3rd, 7 o'clock at Bomber Stadium, free admission, honoring our veterans. Hope to see you there. That wraps it up. See you on Monday. Thanks to Elka, Mike, and, of course, Bob for being here.
Bye.
See you Monday.
Have a great day.